All right, back with another UFO video here. This time we're going to go over. So we did the Kenneth Arnold UFO reports, and now I want to go over this related report here about its Flight 105. It's the Flight 105 sighting, UFO sighting. So this occurred July 4th of 1947. So like I think 10 days after the Kenneth Arnold UFO sighting. So they are related. So fix this camera here. Okay. They are related, so we're going to go over it right now. The UFO sighting, the Flight 105 UFO sighting, occurred on July 4th of 1947 when 3 crew members aboard a United Airlines flight reported seeing multiple unidentified flying objects in the skies over the Pacific Northwest. The incident was among at least 800 similar sightings in the United States within a few weeks in the summer of 1947. That's a lot of sightings. But the first report by professional pilots. The U.S. military ultimately attributed what the crew members saw to ordinary aircraft, balloons, birds, or pure illusion. Anything to discredit them, right? So, let's see here. All right. So on June 24th of 1947, private pilot Kenneth Arnold reported that, who we already went over, while in the air over southwest Washington state, he had seen a string of 9 shiny objects flying past Mount Rainier at high speeds. The press coined the terms flying saucers and flying discs for the objects, based on Arnold's description. Arnold's was the first notable UFO sighting after the end of World War II. Okay. And was followed by a massive wave of similar reports over the next few weeks, ushering in the modern era of UFOlogy. So let's get into the sighting, though. Let's see what this is all about. At 9:04 p.m., United Airlines Flight 105, served by the Douglas DC-3, took off from Boise, Idaho, bound for Pendleton, Oregon. In a sign of the times, as the plane departed, the Boise Tower jokingly suggested to be on the lookout for flying saucers. Oh, little did they know, huh? 8 minutes into the flight, as the airliner was flying roughly into the sunset, only 8 minutes into the flight, huh? Okay. First Officer Ralph Stevens saw what he thought were one or more approaching aircraft in the twilight sky. He responded by blinking the landing lights of the DC-3 and alerting his co-pilot, Captain E.J. Smith. The 2 men saw 4 or 5 objects which they would later describe as flat and circular. Smith would tell the Associated Press that they were bigger than aircraft. Wow. But would say to United Press that because of the object's positions relative to the airliner, we can't say anything about their shape except that they were thin and were smooth on the bottom. Okay. And rough appearing on the top. We can't say for sure if they were saucer-like, oval, or anything else about their size. One was larger than the others, and they were flying in a loose formation. The objects disappeared only to be replaced by 4 more. What the heck? Um, so, gosh. Um, okay. The DC-3 followed the objects for 10 to 15 minutes. Oh, they followed them. Or about 45 miles. Smith and Stevens radioed the tower in Ontario, Oregon, as well as another United flight flying east in the area. Neither sighted the objects. Okay. They called stewardess Marty Marty Morrow, who was in the cabin of the airliner. She did corroborate what they had seen. The 8 passengers did not see the objects, but Smith would attribute this to the objects' positions, mostly dead ahead of us and off the bow. Is that bow or bow? So the stewardess also saw them. Smith and Stevens were never able to catch up to the objects, which eventually either sped off or disintegrated? Oh my gosh. Okay. So, the following day, press outlets nationwide related Smith's and Stevens' accounts of what they had seen. Writing in 1948, one journalist recalled that no report shook the incredulous so much as the account of Captain Smith, veteran airline pilot, and his crew. Here was substance, something that seemed above flimsy reports. The whole affair reeked of humor, but the story of Captain Smith and his crew, like a very few other reports, suggested a deeper, more authentic meaning running below the surface of the nation's belly laugh. These were reportedly competent men shaken by their own eyesight. There was substantial evidence which grew in the atmosphere of mirth. Seems like it. Seems like it's very credible. Smith, Stevens, and Kenneth Arnold, as well, were photographed comparing notes. The Idaho Statesman had Arnold and its aviation editor retrace Flight 105's route in a plane belonging to the newspaper. They saw nothing out of the ordinary. Arnold later said that he felt vindicated by Smith and Stevens' sighting, explaining, "Everybody can't be seeing things. I might doubt myself, but can't doubt such observers as Captain Smith." On July 12th, Arnold and Smith were interviewed by agents of the FBI. In late July, Arnold and Smith went to Seattle to investigate the Maury Island hoax, an alleged encounter with a UFO. Now, that story I might do. I don't know if it's like 100% a hoax, but there's some things to it. I don't know for sure, but they call it a lot of people call it a hoax. The Maury Island one. Nevertheless, though, it is part of this the late 40s UFO craze. On July 28th, a disc-like object was sighted on Flight 105 by a different pair of pilots. Oh, I never heard of that one before. That's interesting. See if I can find anything else out on that. Oh yeah, there's a. It says they're back. Yep, saucers. July 29th, 1947. The Los Angeles Times newspaper. Huh. That's interesting though. I mean, okay, Air Materiel Command. What is that? Air Materiel Command. Um, ultimately concluded that since the sighting occurred at sunset, when illusory effect are most likely, the objects could have been ordinary aircraft, balloons, birds, or pure illusion. Yeah, they're always going to come out with saying that. The Air Force would later point out the power of suggestion likely influenced observers during the craze. Despite official explanations, the Flight 105 sighting was incorporated into UFO folklore and conspiracy theories. Okay, that ends that. See if I can pick up on that. That other one here. So here's a little snippet on the second sighting. They're back. Yep, saucers. Boise, Idaho, July 28th. Captain Charles Gibeon and First Officer Jack Harvey of United Airlines westbound Flight 105 tonight reported they saw a disc-like object at an altitude of 9,000 feet between Mountain Home and here. They said they saw the object as they were beginning a letdown preparatory to landing here en route to Seattle. The object was sighted first coming directly toward them, they said, then turned and disappeared going away from them. Wow. They said they observed the object for 2 or 3 minutes before it disappeared. Now, I don't know if there's anything more on it or not. Maybe there is. If there is, I can't access it here. I would like to. Let's see. I'm going to try. It's on newspapers.com. But you got to create an account. Oh well. That probably more to that though. Anyway, I didn't even know about that second sighting. Well, there's the video for the Flight 105 UFO sighting. Pretty interesting. I'm gonna keep up on these reports. If I find anything else, that I think is like really interesting related to these cases, I will do more videos on them. As always, though, let me know. Like, is there anything else anybody else wants to add in the comments below? Let me know what your thoughts are on this report in particular, and the Kenneth Arnold sightings as well. And I will be back with probably more 1947 related UFO stuff here. I think there's a lot to go over here for 1947. I don't know if I'm going to do the Roswell stuff just because that's, everybody knows that. I wanted to do like the other stuff from 1947. So I'll see what I can come up with later. So if you're still with me, thank you for watching, and I hope you find these videos interesting. I try to make them interesting. Um, I've always been fascinated with UFOs and um, mysterious things like that. So that's why I do the videos that I do. So, yeah, just let me know your thoughts below, and I'll be back with more UFO content soon.